Hey everyone, Obsidian Knight here, looking at all the weapon and item types in this new Legend of Zelda inspired Battle Royale, Scramble Knights Royale. Let's go ahead and jump into this training room area. And as you can see, you don't start out on the island at all with any sort of weapon. So you can't attack, you can't use an attack without a weapon. Without a weapon, of course, you do have your dodge rolls. The stamina bar also is how you run by holding your dodge button. And also at your disposal, you have a kick. And that's good for getting people off of you. So let's go ahead and pick up the short sword here. This is what your basic combo is going to look like just by mashing your attack button. Now, each weapon type does have a standard combo, a charge attack, and through the Legend of Zelda Z-Lock targeting system-like system, you have access to sidesteps and backsteps as well. So alongside those standard attacks, you have a dodge roll attack, a sidestep attack, and tilt back and tilt forward Z targeting attacks, notified by the chime that you heard just now. Now I'm just going to go over very quickly all of the other different weapon types and their different attacks. So let's look at the spear here. Your standard combo, your charge attack, which is a lunge, your sidestep attacks, your back and forward Z targeting attacks, and your dodge roll attack. Keep in mind you can only perform a dodge roll outside of Z-Lock targeting. Let's look at the daggers now. Your standard combo goes like this. Your charge attack, a nice little spin. Your back Z targeting attack is a dagger throw, keep that in mind. And you don't lose your daggers when you throw them either. And then your front tilt attack is a nice little combo. Your sidestep attack is a tumble and roll with a slash. Keep that in mind because these can also do backstab damage, extra damage from the back. Let's take a look at the staff here, known as the twin blades now. Here's your standard combo, and as you can see, this weapon has timed combos, denoted by the circles beneath my feet. Your charge attack is here. As long as you're holding your spinning blades, you'll do attacks which can then extend into the standard combo. Your dodge roll attack helps you get some elevation, so keep that in mind. Your forward tilt and your back tilt. Now keep in mind, you will be a little vulnerable when you're throwing your twin blades. And there's your sidestep attack. Let's look at the greatsword now. The greatsword is unique in that it doesn't have a charge attack, but you can hold at any time during the standard combo to withhold your standard combo attack, as you can see here, during any point of the combo. Here's your dodge roll. Of course, it does take precision to land. There's your back tilt. And your forward tilt. And your sidestep. It's got a great cleave arc too, perfect for taking out multiple enemies. And here's the short bow. Your standard combo is just a flurry of arrows. You can hold and charge your shot as well, for greater distance and damage. Your dodge roll. Your back tilt, or your forward tilt and your back tilt, which can also be held, both of them. And your side dodge. And that covers the weapon types. Now, in true Battle Royale fashion, each weapon type will have different rarities, which will be even stronger than the basic types. We'll go over the shields now. Each shield has a different kind of action that you can do. The buckler, the small shield, is a parry. Perfectly timed, will knock an enemy back and stun them for a little bit. The regular shield is a shield bash, which does a little bit of damage, but it's a really good get off of me Of course, these training dummies are inert, so they don't get pushed away, but they do push the enemy a great distance. And your great shield is the same shield bash. However, it is sturdier than your regular shield and can block more damage and last longer. Let's go over the item types now. These are going to be your sub-weapons, such as your boomerangs and your flutes and things like that. We'll take a look at the plunger. The plunger's pretty self-explanatory. It's almost like a hook shot. You can take yourself towards an enemy, towards land, and it's also Z-targetable. Perfect for closing the distance or getting away. We'll look at the monster flute now. The monster flute summons a little red slime. It's so cute, and it follows you everywhere with its own little health bar, so it can be knocked out as well. Once it's in range of an enemy, it will begin to attack. However, as you can see here, it has to be close enough to the enemy to actually land any damage. There are multiple types of monsters that you can summon with these flutes, such as skeletons and other things too, so be mindful. Let's look at the magic mirror now. The magic mirror allows you to become whatever you point it at. In this case, a training dummy. But you can also become furniture, terrain, environmental items such as rocks and barrels, and hide in plain sight. Day 33. They still don't know I'm not one of them. Taking any action such as attacking or dodge rolling will break this illusion though. Let's take a look at Freezy. Freezy is a magical item. The longer you hold the charge, the further the ice magic travels. Now, it doesn't work with the training dummies, but what this does is it freezes enemies for a very small amount of time. There's also a cooldown on how many times you can use it, so be careful you don't run out. It's mainly used for crowd control in that you can freeze your enemies and disallow them to use any kind of action. Here's the lantern, which, more for lighting your way in dark spaces, can actually set things on fire. You can hold this as well, and the longer you hold it, the longer the fire will last. On the ground and on your opponent. Looking at the gem shot now, as you can see, it's just a little slingshot. You can only use them for as long as you have gems. Gems are your ammo. And it's just a little projectile to kind of stagger the enemy for a tiny bit. Perfect for putting them off the groove. Here we have a standard bomb. Bomb is bomb. Effective. Deadly. Bomb. The training dummies are unaffected, but the knockback on the blast of this bomb is pretty great. Here we have the smoke sack. Pretty self-explanatory. It's a bag of smoke that you can use to hide within and not be detectable. It can be destroyed by your own attacks or by enemy attacks as well too, so be careful. Now what we've got here is a bear trap. I'm going to try and use it on these dummies. I don't think it'll work, but we'll see. So the dummies, they do trigger the effect. Let me try walking on it myself. Maybe I can do it. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so now you kind of understand what they do, how they work. I'll do it again. As you can see, it kind of traps me in place for just a second and does damage. So it's good for area control. No one's going to willingly walk over a bear trap after all. Now here we have a fishing rod, which is, as you could probably tell, a standard fishing rod. And there are bodies of water around the island. So let's go fishing. Through the magic of editing, I caught a fish. Woo! Now you can use this, as you can see, to build your gem repertoire, but it can also be used offensively. However, you do have to fully cast it. Again, the dummies are inert, but normally what this would do is bring a target towards you. Think Isabelle from Smash Bros. Last but not least is our trusty boomerang. Legend of Zelda players will know exactly what this does. With a nice little charge, or not, you can stun your enemy for a little bit. It's also handy for bringing items to you from far away. Of course, if you find yourself in a pinch, you can just opt to use your environment. This does include bushes and rocks and stones. You never know what you can find on this island to help you get out of a pinch. Sometimes, too, you'll find other treasures, such as this camp in a jar. Let's see what this does. Ah, a nice warm campfire. Now, if I were hurt, this would actually be gradually healing my health for as long as I'm standing near the campfire. Pretty good for teams, too. There's also such other items such as health vials, health potions, armored shirts, and things like that around here as well. Be sure to explore the island, complete side quests, and raid dungeons in order to build out your character in the way that you need to win. Well, that's going to do it for me. Hope to see you guys on the island in Scramble Nights Royale. Bye!